ever catch yourself thinking, wow, she has it all, or her life is so together? For every girl you see and think that, another girl is looking at you thinking the exact same thing. Welcome to This Is For Us. My name is Noelle, and between my own life's journey and working with hundreds of women, I've realized we're all way more alike than we think. We share the same struggles, the same emotions, and we're not meant to do it all alone. Think of this podcast as a safe space to be yourself and get real. Like those talks where you go to your best friend for advice. I'm here to remind you that you are irreplaceable and it's time to start acting like it. We're all just trying to figure it out, and we can change the narrative of feeling alone. This is for you. This is for me. And this is for us. Hey, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of This Is For Us. So, Dylan and I are literally sitting in a hotel room in Atlanta right now. Diamonds is competing this weekend. And as always, I've been thinking about what was on my heart to talk to you all about this week. And something that I feel like is really fitting is I always try to look. I travel a lot, and obviously we have a lot of things that happen at Diamonds with competitions, and we go to a lot of the same places every year. And so I always try to look back on 1 year ago, and it's kind of like mile markers in my life, if that makes any sense. So, like we're sitting here in Atlanta, and almost 1 year ago to the day, we were here in this exact same hotel at this exact same competition, and our lives kind of go like that every single year. So it's an easy thing to look back on and go, what did my life look like? What was I going through? What was happening? What was good? What was bad? I just always try to take inventory, and y'all know that about me. But so as I was thinking about being in Atlanta this time last year, something pretty big happened to me. It kind of like a mental switch flipped for me whenever we were at this competition last year. And I had already been thinking about that maybe I would tell you all about that. And then we do these things sometimes whenever we travel to competitions where we do a live in this Facebook group that we have. It's just like kind of a friendship group that we have that's a part of Diamonds, and it's all moms from the gym, and we just really enjoy hanging out and enjoy talking to each other. And so kind of like a tradition that we have is all the moms can submit questions, and then I answer them on the way. And, also Dylan will answer them, and Mara will answer them, and Christian will answer them. We just kind of hang out and answer questions and talk back and forth and laugh. And it's really fun. And it makes the car rides go by much faster. So anyway, one of the questions that someone asked me was, what is your workout routine? And how do you have such a busy schedule, busy life, and you stick to it? And this question was kind of comical for me, because I'm not saying that asking the question was funny. It was a great question. I'm saying it was comical for me because what is my workout routine? Well, I literally do nothing, and I need to. Dylan and I have been talking about that extensively actually this weekend, but because I do need to do something, but I'm just not a person that enjoys working out. I see it as something else to add to my to-do list. I see it as another chore, and I wish I liked it. I wish I loved it. I just don't. And so as I'm answering this question, I'm like, honestly, nothing. I do nothing, sadly, except walk. And I've told y'all this before, but I love to walk, whether it be by myself with just Palin and Cash, or it has really become a staple in Alan and I's marriage. We go for these walks. It doesn't matter if we walk 3 miles or 2 or 1.5 or 1, or if we have 20 minutes and we run over there and we just get as far as we can. It doesn't matter. It's a time for us to connect. I feel like I'm getting out. I'm in the fresh air. I'm in the sunshine. I'm moving my body. It's good for Palin and Cash. It's really become a staple in my life and in Alan and I's marriage. And I'm sure he would say in his life too. And so anyway, that is really, at this time, my only workout routine. And the way that I keep up with it is I make sure to make time for it. And Alan and I will literally find 20 minutes And sometimes our lives are so opposite and our schedules are so opposite that finding those 20 minutes is near impossible, but we really try to make it happen because, again, it has become so important to us. So, anyway, that is something that I've really been doing. And in the last year, that is a big change that I've made. So, I do attribute, and y'all, I should have led with this, but in the past year, I've probably lost about 20 pounds and I should have led with that. But anyway, I do attribute some of that to the walking because that's really the only exercise I do. But anyway, my point in this is that this was one of the questions that I got asked. And when I got asked this question, it was a moment that I was like, I've got to talk to them about where I was 1 year ago, sitting in this exact same hotel room, like literally down, we're in the exact same style of room, exact same body length mirror that I'm sitting here looking at. Like it's just all exactly the same. And 1 year ago, it's usually Mara's birthday on this weekend. And so we were gonna go out to dinner to celebrate Mara's birthday. And we don't live that far from Atlanta. So we try to get here a little bit early so we can all get ready, get dressed up for her birthday, make it special, whatever. And so I'm getting my clothes out of my suitcase, outfits that I had picked out. And I mean, I guess I brought a couple options, but not a lot. And I put on the first outfit. I look in the mirror and I was like, oh my God, Noelle. Like it looked terrible. And so I was like, okay, I'm not going to hate on myself because that's the last thing that I want any of us to do. And so I'm not going to sit and hate on myself. But if full transparency and if I'm being real, I thought I looked disgusting. I thought I looked huge. I was looking at myself like, my God, you look terrible. You look so big in this outfit. Like I was really, really down on myself and really having some really terrible mental talk. And so then I was like, okay, maybe it's just the outfit. So let's change. So I change, look in the mirror, hated it just as much. I just hated everything that I put on. None of it looked right. None of it looked good. I just didn't even recognize myself. And so I turn and I look at Dylan. And as my very best friend, I was like, I want you to be honest with me. Can you tell that I've gained weight? And y'all, whenever we ask that question deep down, we probably know the answer. But I was like, can you tell that I've gained weight? Do you think I look bad? And Dylan is a very honest and upfront person. That's just who he is, which I mean, he's honest and transparent to a fault. And I asked for it, and also he's being my best friend and he's telling me the truth and he knows that I needed the truth and, kind of wanted the truth, even though I was scared of it. And so he said something along the lines to me of, well, I'm not saying that you look bad, but you look a little bit more puffy than you used to, is the word he used. He used the word puffy. And so I'm like, okay. And I didn't like sit there and cry over it. I didn't, obviously not go to the dinner or start operating my life differently or any of those things. I heard what he said and I was like, okay. And I knew in this same hotel room that I had to do something different because I was looking in the mirror. I was not liking myself. I didn't like how my face looked. I didn't like how my body looked. I didn't like any of it. And I knew that I was going to have to change something if I wanted to feel better about the way that I looked and the way that I felt in my own skin. And so it was that weekend that I decided. I'd been drinking a lot of beer and I've been telling y'all this, I always tell you about this. I'm a beer drinker. I love beer. I'm somebody that, y'all, I'm not telling you to do this. I'm also not telling you it's good. In fact, I know that it's wrong. I know that it's bad, but full transparency here. That's what this show is about. I am also a person that whenever I get really stressed or upset or whatever, I'm someone that I want to drink a glass of wine or I want to have a beer, or that's kind of what I turn to make me feel better. I was getting to a place where I was looking forward, and I think I've talked about this here before, but I was looking forward to coming home at night, sitting on the couch by myself, watching Schitt's Creek, eating chips and queso, drinking beer, or even just drinking beer by myself, was literally looking forward to it. And so I was like, Noelle, and I think Dylan even said something about this. He was like, you drink a lot of beer, and that's probably one of the reasons why you look puffy, whatever. And so I was like, I got to make a change. I have to do something about it. And so I was like, okay, you can't have, I'm not going to tell you, and this is me talking to myself, I'm not going to tell you that you can't have beer anymore. I'm not going to say to you that you can never drink another beer. But what we're going to say is that we're going to chill. We're going to stop drinking so much. And for a while, if you just don't absolutely have to have it, then you probably need to stop drinking beer. It's all the empty calories. It's so much added on. Like you need to stop it. And if you really have to have a drink, then you need to drink something that's lower calories, maybe less of it, like whatever, but we just got to make a change. And with that, maybe we start limiting some of these carbs because I am a chips and queso, chips and salsa, chicken tenders, fries, cheeseburgers. Like that's the kind of person that I am, you know? And so I was like, okay, let's stop eating the bread. Let's throw it away. Let's just start making different changes and see what happens. And so this was mid-April, like I don't even, I think today is, I don't even know what today is, but it's like mid-April. And so this time last year. So that weekend I made the switch and I started doing that. And I guess it was around 2 weeks later that Dylan and I took Black to Worlds. And I had been making this change for, I guess about 2 weeks. I'd not drank any beer and I'd been throwing my bread away. I'd not been eating really, any carbs. If I was just absolutely starving and that's what I had, then I may have eaten some of it, but I would order a sandwich. I would throw the bread away. I would not get fries. I would order a kid's meal. I would order some food and I would box up half of it before I could even eat it. And then I would throw the carb portions of the meal away. I would try not to just like absolutely stuff myself. I would just try to be like really smart about when I was full and when I didn't need any more. I tried to stop mindless eating and just eating these snacks and trying. It's hard, like whenever you find comfort in food and you just want to sit and eat candy or eat chips or it's mindless, like we all do it. And I've been seeing these TikToks lately and something that kind of resonated with me and I didn't even mean to do it, but something that I kind of started doing was, have y'all seen any of those TikToks where it's like, if you want to be smaller, you have to think smaller and eat smaller. Like if you want to be skinny, then think skinny. And I guess without me realizing it, that's kind of what I was doing. Like I was getting a kid's meal and throwing the carbs portion away. Like I remember being at Worlds and Dylan and I would go eat food and I would only allow myself, and allow sounds so negative, y'all. It was not negative. Like I did not feel negative in the time, but I was only getting a kid's meal. And instead of getting some type of carb side, I was getting these green beans and it came with a dessert. I would choose the apple slices as the dessert. Like that's what I was doing. And so anyway, it had been about 2 weeks that I'd been really trying to watch myself. And I remember feeling at Worlds like I looked skinnier. I remember feeling like I looked better. I remember like almost being proud of myself, like my shorts fit a little better. I would look in the mirror and be like, okay, you look better, whatever. And my whole point of this podcast to you, and let me say, I am no doctor. I know nothing about weight loss. I am not a fitness guru. I am not a workout queen. I am not any of those things. All I am is somebody that I didn't like how I looked and I knew I had to do something to change it, but I knew I wasn't going to go to a workout class every day. Like there's just some things I knew I wasn't going to do. And so my whole point of this is now when I look back on my life a year ago, and then the 2 weeks passed whenever I was at Worlds and I look at the pictures of myself, I still don't think I look great. I thought I still looked, as Dylan put it, puffy. In the World's pictures, y'all, the pictures that I remember being in Orlando thinking, Noelle, you look better. You look smaller. Your clothes fit better. You look better. That is how I was talking to myself. Okay. And again, just to make it clear what I'm trying to say, now I look at those pictures and I'm like, you really didn't look that much better. Like, you really kind of looked the same. But y'all, if I would have been standing in Orlando the 2 to 3 weeks after I made this decision, it may have been 3 weeks, that I made this decision to try to make different choices and get some of the weight off. If I would have been looking in the mirror going, this 3 weeks, it doesn't mean anything. You look the same. You don't look any better in the shorts. You don't look any smaller. You don't look any different. Like, Noelle, you look the exact same. Nothing is working. Nothing is happening. Then I probably would have gone downstairs to the bar and sat and drank too many beers. I probably would have gone and ordered the French fries, or I probably would have eaten the cheeseburger and not thrown the bun in the garbage before I could eat it. Like, because I would have been like, oh, well, it's not working. So screw it. I'm just going to do what I was doing because like, what point is it? I'm not reaping any reward here. So I might as well reward myself with the thing that was putting the Band-Aid on whatever it was, the stress or, the overwhelm, whatever. Because let's just be honest, a lot of the times that's what we do is we put a Band-Aid on it and we use food or alcohol or whatever as that Band-Aid and as that comfort blanket, you know? And the podcast that I did at some point last year, which is one of my favorite episodes ever. And if you haven't listened to it, you should go listen to it. It's called The Hell Yes Still Stands. And it's just been so prevalent in my mind this weekend because when I was looking at myself in the mirror in Orlando, I was like, hell yes, Noelle, you look better in your shorts. Hell yes, you look smaller. You look great. Like you're doing this. You look good. You're doing better. You look better. If I would not have been telling myself that, and y'all, I hadn't lost a ton of weight. I hadn't gone down a pant size. It wasn't anything like that. But if I hadn't been speaking to myself that way, I would have quit. But instead, I was giving myself these hell yes moments, these high five moments that you're doing great, you look great, you're everything, go you moments. So I kept going. I kept doing it. And now, again, here I am, 1 year later, in this same hotel room that I was literally melting down over my outfits and how bad I looked. And now I am 20 pounds lighter. I think I look so much better in my clothes. All of my stuff fits better. Like Dylan tells me constantly that I need to do squats because I don't have a butt, which y'all, I know. And I think I've told you this before. I call it a flitter. I know that I lost my butt. I don't have a butt because I don't have any muscle tone. I know all those things. But I can put on a pair of jeans and I can look in the mirror and I can think that I look good in them. Whereas a year ago, I was sitting here crying because my jeans were tight and I felt like I looked like a can of biscuits. Like that's the way I was speaking to myself. And so my message to you today is number one, if you are not loving how you are looking right now, do something small to make some kind of change. If you struggle with carbs like I did, throw it away. Throw half of it away. Order a smaller size. If you're dying for a cheeseburger, get the kids' cheeseburger instead of the full one. Like just start making these little changes that are going to compound over time and that are going to make a difference for you over time because the time is going to pass anyway. Like the days are going to pass anyway. This last year of my life passed anyway, whether I was drinking a lot of beer, eating a lot of chips, or whether I wasn't. So make these little changes that can compound over the next year and might make you look in the mirror and feel a little bit better about yourself. My number 2 point of this is the hell yes still stands. So if you go sit at dinner and you order a kid's meal, hell yes. And you know what? If you get up the next morning and you're starving and you eat a normal breakfast and then you feel guilty because you ate French toast or something, it doesn't take away the hell yes that you got the kid's meal the night before. If you go and you order a healthy grilled chicken salad for lunch and you don't eat the super fattening dressing, but then you eat a cookie for dinner, don't sit and beat the shit out of yourself because the hell yes from lunch still stands. If you look in the mirror and you're like, I look better today, I look good today, hell yes, and keep it. Live in the hell yes. The hell yes has to still stand or our life is just going to be a bunch of hell no's. And the hell no's are what just keep on giving us these blocks and these disappointments and the sadness. And then it just keeps on going back to the thing that makes us feel like shit. The looking in the mirror, giving yourself a hell no is what makes you go pick up more beer or more chips or more Cheez-Its or whatever it is. But the hell yeses are like, you know what? I look really good. So yeah, I'm not going to drink that beer. Or yeah, you know what? I'm not going to eat that bread today. And then it compounds and you get better and better and you feel more and more proud of yourself because of the way you are speaking to yourself and because you are allowing yourself to feel excited, feel proud. It is the small moments that you deserve to be proud of yourself and excited over, and hell freaking yes. So again, if you have not listened to that episode, please go listen to it. But this is another reminder to you, the hell yes still stands. We can all do it. I am living proof of it. I am no magical fitness trainer, fitness guru. I didn't hire a trainer or go do any of those things, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. That's incredible. Do that if you want to and you have the means to. I'm just saying that if you don't, or if you're scared, or if you don't know where to start, if you feel overwhelmed, do one little thing, give yourself a hell yes for it, be proud of it, and build on it. And that is all you have to do. And in the next year, you might just look at yourself and be like, I'm really freaking proud of how far that you've come. And I'm really glad that you didn't stop and that you looked at yourself and you said, let's keep going because I'm doing a good job. So anyway, the hell yes still stands always. I hope that you'll remember that every single time that you're celebrating yourself for even the tiniest little thing. I love y'all. Thank you so much for being here as always. I am honored. I am grateful. I love and appreciate you. I know you could be doing anything else in the world right now. And the fact that you're spending your precious, precious time with me, I will always cherish it. And again, I'm just honored. So I love y'all. Have the best week, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for listening. I know you could be doing anything in the world right now. So the fact that you've chosen to spend this time with me means everything. If this episode resonated with your heart, or if you have a topic you'd like me to touch on, please shoot me a DM on Instagram at Noelle Roberts Coley. I'd love to hear all about it, and thank you personally for listening. If you want to know how to support the podcast, I'd be forever grateful if you'd share it with a friend and leave me a 5-star review. Until next time, please remember that we're all just trying to figure it out. We're in this together, and this is for us. I'll see you soon.